Ante Ransom, armed with an assault rifle-style pistol.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
Police then shot Ransom in the arm before arresting him. He now faces 6 charges, including felony stalking and armed robbery. The officers involved are still on administrative duty. A new push from Washington to ban an illicit substance sold at convenience stores and vape shops across the country. More from ABC's Andrea Fujii.
It's called 7-OH, a stimulant that can boost energy. Products can be in pill form, tea, or treats like ice cream and fruit-flavored gummies. The DEA now wants to classify it as a Schedule I drug, the same as heroin and LSD. 7-OH is a psychoactive substance with opioid-like effects derived from the naturally occurring kratom plant.
Officials say the issue with it is the dosage size. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 450 points at 52,760. The NASDAQ off 91 at 25,948. And the S&P 500 is up about 14 points at 7,497. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
Meet Jim and Rita.
We went on a motorcycle trip.
But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident.
They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital.
Sometime later, Rita made a discovery.
She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there?
And amazingly,
he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's.
And I had my checkbook in my hand.
But when he arrived there,
and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty.
Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty.
It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Start your weekend tonight with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, the most beautiful and affordable summer dining destination. WTMJ's John Mercure here, and I love the Fox and Hounds. It's a special place for our family. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Desserts and ice cream drinks, or buy one, get one free. I love the grasshopper, the Bailey's drink. Oh my gosh, buy one, get one free. Order a smothered sirloin, grilled salmon, the new beef short rib mac and cheese, pasta, a big fresh salad, any entree, your second dinner is free. 7 nights a week. Relax with a cold beverage on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner in one of the 8 beautiful, unique dining rooms. The award-winning Fox and Hound Supper Club, just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. The drive through the Kettle Moraine is a Wisconsin summer must-see. Weekends might be too busy? Check out your free dinner tonight. Don't cook, go out for drinks and a free delicious dinner. Tables are open. Check it out. It's my favorite place. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. A big win for Team USA in the knockout round of the World Cup.
Tillman! It's in! Malik Tillman! 2-0 United States!
That's how it sounded on Fox. Malik Tillman with that score on the penalty kick, and it gave the U.S. a 2-0 win over Bosnia. They will now face Belgium on Monday. That's a 7 o'clock game in Seattle in the round of 16. Brewers going for the series sweep after a 4-2 win last night over the Reds, and the Crew now a season-high 22 games over 500 with their 6th straight win. Brewers president of baseball operations, Matt Arnold.
You don't get to see 2 arms like this. Mizorowski and Burns today are 2 of the best arms in baseball, and it should be a really fun day at the ballpark today. And
that's right. Jacob Mizorowski on the mound this afternoon for the Crew. All of our coverage at 12:35 here on WTMJ. Take a look at the roads, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. A little bit of an issue, 43 northbound. We've got a disabled vehicle right near Keefe and part of Atkinson Avenue there. It's kind of off on the shoulder, but it is kind of pinching you through that stretch, so we're seeing some slowdowns starting at Center until you get past Capitol Drive. Kind of tapping the brakes as well, 41, both north and southbound in our work zone there, so you're a bit slow between Hampton and North Avenue, and same thing, 94 east and westbound, a bit slow through the Stadium interchange. As for your forecast, another hot one. We are still under an extreme heat warning. That runs until 10 o'clock tonight. We could see some showers and storms, seeing some of that kind of north of us already moving through parts of the area. High today around 92, but the heat index around 100. We could see some storm chances this evening, a low of 73. And then as we move through the holiday weekend, Friday, partly cloudy, some showers and storms possible with highs in the upper 80s. Right now, 78 degrees in Madison. It's 79 in Port Washington and sitting at 84 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at The Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bride.
If you're an American and you are watching football or soccer, as we like to call it, big night for USA.
USA, USA, USA.
And you were out, and I was going to, and I was just so overheated from being outside in the afternoon. I just watched it at home. But you were like in the midst of a massive party.
I was at Nobad on Brady Street,
They
and it was
really did it up.
everything I wanted it to be, as far as an opportunity to watch it in a group setting with a bunch of people, outdoor. It was hot. It was sweaty. There was beer flying at some points when we scored goals. It was very fun. And so shout out to Nomad as far as they put a lot of effort into what they're doing over there. I think Zocalo, there's a couple different places where you can watch outside in big group settings with big screens like that.
Yeah, shout out to the South Side, Moran's Pub, doing a big thing for every game too. It's just it's a celebration, and we're going to sort of explore that because it's more than just a soccer or football game.
It is. It was very fun. I mean, first, just the game itself. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm going to soccer aficionado.
Yeah, right.
But it was very fun to watch. The fact that there was if you were not watching, there was a red card, which I think people don't always understand.
Not right either.
It was no one agrees that this
No.
should have been a red card. But it's not just you get kicked out of the game. Is that now one of
Next
our
game.
best players and our best scorers is out for the next game too. So now that we won, we're playing Belgium. So the fact that so you played down a man for the rest of the game. So it was 11-10 after he got his red card, and yet we still scored another goal on a free kick.
Yeah.
That was just gorgeous as
Yeah.
far as how it flew through the wall of defenders and
That's
past
magic.
the goalie.
That whole thing's magic.
And he had just gotten his foot stepped on. He had to go change his cleat because someone had stepped on his foot, and the shoe broke, and they had a picture of his bleeding foot. And then he went back out and scored that goal. And so it was like if you can seek out at all today, footage of celebrations from all over. I put it on my Instagram story if anyone follows me, but as far as clips of people at watch parties all across the country watching the game and celebrating, and I think it's set to like the music behind it is Freebird, which will get you going.
I sort of said this yesterday, not in as grand fashion as a lot of other commentators have said it, but one, it's here in the United States. We're hosting the World Cup. And two, we have a men's team that's all of a sudden competitive. This is the first time they've advanced to the Sweet 16, and I know that's a basketball term. The final 16 group in 24 years.
24 years. I mean, we weren't even in it in 2018.
No. I guess, again, I don't follow soccer as much as most people, but is the home field does it matter to this team?
Well, considering Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. are all still in it and still all moving on to the round of 16, I think it certainly doesn't hurt.
No. So maybe that's some of the magic here.
Probably. And I think but I feel like I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm going to do it again anyways, as far as I am convinced that more than anything leading up to this weekend and America 250, having us be one of the World Cup hosts is one of the best things we could do to celebrate, because we're seeing ourselves through the lens of tourists and how much they're appreciating the mundane about America. We're getting to cheer for our team in a way that, when we're used to, like, maybe just the Olympics being an opportunity to have your patriotism and being proud of being from this country and all rooting for one team together. And I don't know, like, there's something magical about this, despite all of the other polling that says people aren't excited about America 250.
It's a perfect example of what I've been trying to tell people. It's a celebration of the people and the country, not the Washington, D.C. BS. That's one of the biggest takeaways. But at the same time, to your point, it represents something for us. We can be passionate about our country and celebrate this stuff. And there's a great representative, Abby Wambach. You have a great clip from her.
So
she's won some World Cups.
Yeah, so she's won she's won one World Cup and I think 2 gold medals as an Olympian. One of the best all-time. I think she's the second for either gender, second all-time international goal scorer for men and women. So, has some credentials when it comes to soccer. So on her Instagram this morning, she put out this video. We truncated it a little bit. But Jazz, let's play that.
You are giving us the hope that this country freaking needs right now. You are bringing us together, giving us a common theme, a common thing that we can all cheer for. So the more you keep winning, the more you bring us together. Let's go, boys. Keep going. I believe, because why not us? Why not us?
I love that energy.
Get
and
her
the
in
passion.
the locker room.
You know what? It might not be a bad idea for the men's coach to bring some of those women who have been very successful, the different teams they've had, the 4 World Cup champions, bring them in and talk to this team. And there's another interesting point that I want to get to after the break. You did some homework on the constitution of this team.
Yeah.
Who these men are.
And it's very topical given the Supreme Court ruling from earlier in this week.
And how they got here and why they're playing for the U.S. team, and a little bit of something that certainly plays into what the theme of this show is and the politics of America as we celebrate 250. She's Kristen, I'm Steve, point taken.
When the dust settles, only one team will be seeing red.
0-2 pitch. Struck him out with a changeup. That was filthy.
The Brewers take on the Reds today at American Family Field.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 2, and that one was at 102.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 12:35.
You think he's feeling it tonight?
We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
You bet he is.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Smitty with Milwaukee Weight Loss. It's the secret. I've said this before. It's not even a secret anymore because it's the way you can lose up to 1 pound of fat per day. And it's doctor developed, easy to follow, helps you lose weight fast, naturally, safely, no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, none of the prepackaged stuff that I've talked about before. And I suggest walking every day, but exercising is not required. It resets your metabolism. That's the start. That's what worked for me last year, 50 pounds. I'm on a mission for another 15 this year to get back to my college weight. I will do it because the program is successful. And here's the cool part. It costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most of the other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, schedule your free consultation. It worked for me. I don't always follow the rules. You know this, but I'm a rule guy. And if I have a plan, I can do it. And they gave me a plan to get this done. So when it comes to weight, yeah, I cheat once in a while, but I also follow the plan, and that's why this is so successful. You can do it too. I did it. For a limited time, because you listen to Point Taken, $200 off their summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyouLiveMatters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyouLiveMatters.org.
Celebrating the big win, 2-0, America over Bosnia-Herzegovina. Exciting game. People had so much fun with it. If you're a social media person, just go and look at some of these videos and stuff. Across the country, even across the world, people celebrating. It is the world's sports. As much as we talk about, world champs in basketball or American football, this is the biggest thing, I think, in the world. And every country gets fired up. They cheer for their men and women when the Women's World Cup is going on. And for us, hosting it this year, it's a special time in our country. But you did some great homework looking at the makeup of this team.
So there are, I lost it at the minute, but I think there's at least 8 members on the team who have dual citizenship.
How about that?
And there is specifically one of our stars, Balogun, who got the red card yesterday. He is literally only here because of birthright citizenship.
Say that again.
So
he's only here.
He's only here. So basically, he was born in Brooklyn while his parents were visiting the U.S.
Oh.
His Nigerian parents were traveling through New York when his mother, who was heavily pregnant, was prevented from boarding a flight back to England. Weeks later, the soccer star was born in New York, and his family then returned to England. There's other like if you look at the makeup of this team, I think about half the team, their parents are immigrants. And that's not just a U.S. story. I remember when France won in 2018, I think Trevor Noah, when he was still hosting The Daily Show, and he got some pushback from the French. But the thing is, you think about French colonialism and how many different islands and nations that were under French rule and that allowed people who were born in other countries to play for France. And you look up at the makeup of the French team then, and it's a bunch of white French guys, right? And so it's the same thing here as far as it's a fluidity as far as being world citizens of having parents who are from different countries and how they end up in a different country. And like there's a lot of blending in the World Cup teams as far as people having different relationships to more than one country that allows them to play for different countries, including a lot of the guys on the U.S. team right now who could be playing for someone else but are choosing to play for the U.S. and get to play for the U.S. But a lot of it is because of immigration.
And it's such a stark reality for some people to face. And I heard saw a little social media commentary about, I can't cheer for these guys. Like, seriously? Why? Because of the politics of it? That's stupid. And the president has been pretty quiet about the performance of this team so far. Now, I hope he does the right thing and cheers them on in their next match, because I think that's important for the President of the United States when we're hosting the World Cup. And let's give him credit. He did help bring that World Cup here. He was part of at least the welcoming committee to make this all possible. So you give him credit for that. But this is a story beyond the political filter of the reality of the world we live in and the country that we celebrate America's 250 this weekend. This is real life. It's not like, and I'm a white guy. It's not me. It's where I came from, which is two separate countries on this planet. And you probably have a similar background, as do most people. We are all immigrants for the most part, except for a very small group of people who are indigenous to this country,
who weren't considered citizens for a very long time.
So don't try to put a recency bias on it and say, well, I don't like them anymore. I don't like what they're doing in our country. This is the story of our country. You have to make it work. That's the power of it. And for at least a moment last night, these individuals who have all these unique stories from different places around the world are celebrating that diversity, are celebrating the fact that whatever you think about diversity, they came together and played as a team.
Because I'm pretty sure, and now Malik, the guy who scored the second goal, he's half German.
Yeah, this is the amazing thing about it. It's not hard, people. Celebrate this. There's no and somebody was just saying he's going to turn us off because we're celebrating the World Cup win. You're going to turn us off. Make smarter choices to the 414. Make smarter choices. Listen better. Be smarter. Go find some hate radio if you want to go do that. This is not that. This is a celebration of something we should all celebrate as we're going into America 250. And again, what makes this cool, and we're going to do a whole 40-minute podcast with Bill and Joe after the show today with a special edition of the podcast for America 250. This is what I've been talking about. It's celebrate the good things, celebrate the coming together, and stop trying to split us apart. That's dangerous. It does incite violence and makes us hate each other and inspires people to do bad things. So let's, for this moment, enjoy it and celebrate it. How is that hard work for anybody? Apparently the texter, it's too hard for him. He can't deal with it, the success. Shut up, texter, but keep listening. Apparently you're a listener. Good for you. Quick break.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want And in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases. And it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in eastern Wisconsin. So there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit Froedtert.com/cancer.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
No matter what your summer sounds like, Summerfest is the place to be.
Congratulations.
And WTMJ is right in the middle of it. Come say hi as we broadcast live from the Summerfest grounds all festival long from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio. We're bringing Milwaukee's biggest summer tradition straight to you. Your soundtrack to summer, heard here on WTMJ.
Great song, old song. Celebrating America's 250, and I teased it before, but we're literally going to go from this studio to the new podcast studio, Pella Windows of Doors of Wisconsin podcast studio upstairs, and record with Bill and Joe because they're going to be off tomorrow like we are. Sort of a review of America 250, where we've been, where we're going next 50 years, what to expect, some interesting details about where all of us sort of fall on all of these things, and I think as somebody who's proud of the country, still think it's the greatest country on the planet, and there's obviously people that will poke holes in that theory, but American pride, I guess. And I'm somebody who wasn't born on the continent. I was born in Wiltshire, England, basically. It's a very small area away from London, but I still love this country. Doesn't mean I hate England or I hate any country really, because they're ultimately. You told a story last week when people come here to watch the U.S. World Cup. They love us. They love our traditions. They love the cool stuff. They love ranch dressing, apparently. That's a celebration of America.
Ranch is about to be the biggest export.
Oh, my God. Was it Hidden Valley Ranch? Man, they're going to make some serious scratch this year based on just their foreign sales. You can get yourself tied up in knots over politics. And you know that I've talked about politics for almost 10 years on this station. I get it. I understand the points of view. Everyone's different. I understand. I think a lot of it, and I've said this in many public events that I've spoken at, I'm someone that gets paid to talk about politics, and I think politics is stupid. And I freely admit that. So much of it is wrapped up in political jargon and nonsense and cheerleading and demonizing people. And who says that has to be the way we practice politics? I get the nation's history. We've had many, many periods of that. And it is a great story. The fact that our founders, they weren't settled on anything. They did the best they could, knowing that there's going to be issues along the way, and we certainly have delivered on that, from slavery to civil rights to inequities. It's an imperfect country.
I mean, think about the hubris and ego of the men who were in those rooms trying to figure this out, as far as our founding fathers.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of that, it's something that's not getting as much press today. But there is a meeting in Philadelphia today. Representative Brendan Boyle is taking Congress back to Philadelphia today. And so it's going to be So obviously July 4th usually gets most of the fanfare, but today, July 2nd, is actually when the Second Continental Congress voted to declare independence from Great Britain. And so I don't know how many, it's not an official meeting because I think Congress is on break right now anyways, but there's the last time they met Congress met in Independence Hall was 1987.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this is not getting that much press, but there is a group of Congress men and women right now who are in Philadelphia to commemorate today ahead of July 4th.
Yeah, so that's the day they voted to declare independence from Great Britain. 2 days later, Congress approved that. So I think that's the magic of this story. July 4th, that's why we celebrate that day. And fun fact, maybe not so much fun fact, it's the one place in our country that I have not visited yet, Independence Hall in Philadelphia. I've been to Philly, but I haven't visited.
You haven't seen the Liberty Bell?
No.
Really? That surprises me that hasn't been higher on your
been
priority
almost everywhere
list.
else. Yeah, so that's on my 2028 summer travel tour list. We're going to probably try to do that on a road trip or of some sort. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to look at this story. Another interesting one that I just picked up real quick, and I don't have a ton of time. Maybe we'll get to it after the break. We talked a lot about Doge when Elon Musk was doing all that stuff. And one of the things that Doge impacted was small town celebrations for America's 250. They stripped a lot of that funding. You know where that funding went to? Donald Trump's big arch, some of the other things that he's commissioned. He just took that money from the small towns who wanted to do something special for the 250th, and he's going to use it for his own projects. So think about that in your frame of reference for who
you had to end on a down note.
I did. But the good note is all those local communities are still going to do it in their own special way. And cities like Cudahy and Franklin and Oak Creek and your neighborhood, River West, and all across this great country of ours, people are going to be going to parades. I don't care if it rains or not. I'm still going to be there watching the parade in Cudahy, Wisconsin. I did it as a kid, and I've done it since my parents are there now. I just enjoy the whole thing. And I'm not a huge parade guy, but I love the 4th of July parade. It's special. It's different. It's unique. It's fun.
Ours isn't like a parade.
It's kids, right?
Kids.
Yeah.
There's kids on their
Which is
bikes
even better.
and stuff.
Because they're not
there's
spoiled
no
by
like
anything
politician. There might be. Yeah, there's not. It's not like a float situation.
So what if a kid does his bike up in like a Trump? Would that be a?
It is River West Milwaukee. I'm not sure that's
probably not going to be.
I will be very surprised if that is the case.
But if they do, freedom of choice.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to nail the kid because he took the time to decorate his bike. All right, lots more to talk about on the first hour of a Thursday edition of The Point Taken. We have Neil Doyle with a special news update coming up. Here's now the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. New jobs numbers out today show a lower than expected number of businesses were hiring last month, big drop from the month before. University of Michigan economics professor Justin Wolfer says it was a sobering wake up.
After the previous jobs report, it was a yabba dabba do moment. It looked like the economy was sailing forward and was downright strong. This has caused us not just this month's number, but a couple of the revisions to the previous months. It's brought us back down to this is healthy, but it's not amazing.
The Trump administration plans a big fireworks display in Washington, D.C. for America's 250th birthday. However, the administration is also reportedly eyeing the prospect of dangerous air pollution as a result. The revelry expected amid the scorching heat wave that could trigger respiratory issues for some. An 11-hour bombardment of Kyiv, Russian drones and missiles pounding Ukraine's capital, killing at least 21 people. Families had to move underground, some of them taking shelter in the subways. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1031. I'm Neil Doyle. Parents face felony charges after their toddler drowned in a bathtub. 27-year-old Rebecca Ambrose and 26-year-old Jason Christensen of Janesville are charged with multiple counts of child neglect. Rock County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call that a 1-year-old was not breathing on June 13th. The child later died at the hospital. Court documents show Ambrose initially told deputies that the child had slipped underwater in the bathtub and had a history of seizures. Investigators found she was on her phone using social media, later returning to find the child floating in the bathtub that was overflowing. Construction activity about to ramp up on the future site of Wisconsin's first Buc-ee's Travel Center. Work will start July 13th, laying the convenience store's foundation on the 29-acre site in Oak Creek near I-94 and Elm Road. Once completed, the location will feature 120 gas pumps and will create around 175 full-time jobs. Buc-ee's has indicated it could begin business there in Oak Creek as soon as 2028. And the downtown Giannis Antetokounmpo mural now fixed after being vandalized.
The painting was tagged with graffiti by an unknown vandal. The original artist Mauricio Ramirez fixed the mural Wednesday afternoon. He tells WTMJ News.
I'm here repairing the mural, giving it some love, giving it some touch-ups.
The artwork near Wisconsin and Jackson has been decorated with Bucks gear and flowers since it was announced that Giannis is leaving Milwaukee.
I just think it became a real hotspot in all different types of ways. And so to me as an artist, I think that's the best thing that I could ask for is people actually caring about the work that I do.
Ramirez believes the graffiti is an isolated incident. Jen Gregg, WTMJ News.
News about your money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow up 395 points at 52,700. The NASDAQ is off 152 at 25,890. And the S&P 500 slightly in the green, up about a point at 7,484. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Let's take a look at the roads, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We've got some issues at 43, both north, this is northbound, I should say. We've got a disabled vehicle that is actually kind of blocking a lane of traffic. This is right at Keefe. So the two right lanes are blocked there, and it's causing some backups as you get out of the Marquette interchange. Again, heading north on 43 will start to ease up once you get to about Capitol Drive. So certainly some slowdowns there. Seeing some other tapping of the brakes, 41 north and southbound through our work zone there. So a bit slow between Good Hope and about North Avenue. And then same thing, 94 east and westbound, a bit slow through the Stadium interchange. As for your forecast, still under that extreme heat warning, is in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. Another hot and humid one. We're seeing showers and storms north of the city, and we could, though, see maybe some of those showers move in late tonight. High today around 92 with that heat index of 100. Tonight, those storms possible, low down to 73. Heading into Friday, will be partly cloudy, maybe some showers and storms late in the day with highs in the upper 80s. And then on Saturday for the 4th, partly cloudy with chances for some showers and storms, and cooler then with highs in the low 80s. Right now, it's 78 degrees in Green Bay. We're sitting at 83 in Waukesha, and it's 85 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1035.
Accident Mortgages and Equalizing Lender, NMLS ID 255368.
Rates are a little stuck, but what if you could save $2,000 or more on your mortgage payment in the next year while we're waiting for 30-year fixed rates to come back down? That's exactly what we just did for Amanda, who bought her home last summer with a traditional 30-year fixed from AccuNet at 6.99. With current rates now closer to 6.5, we reached out to her with two options. Save $90 a month or just over $1,000 a year on her $226,000 loan with no loan costs, or save $2,200 in the first year while we wait for rates to come back down. She chose door number 2, which is what we're calling our Rate Buster Refi. It's a 30-year fixed rate loan with an effective rate of 5.88 for the first year and 6.88 for years 2 through 30. The APR is 6.89 with 25% equity and all the other right stuff. Hey, don't just sit there waiting. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and find out how much you can save with the traditional no loan cost refi or our new Rate Buster Refi. That's ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Hey, reminder, it is summer storm season, and weather damage can be a real issue at the house. So if you think you've got a problem, remember, Tri-County Contracting gives free estimates on any potential wind or hail damage. And here's the best part, they can always work directly with your insurance. It's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Love your home again, even during the storm season, with Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
I'm Libby Collins. This week we talk with Marquette history professor Ryan Rindfleisch, who talks about some of the founding fathers and how we got to where we are. How did George Washington end up as president?
I don't want to say it was a foregone conclusion, but I mean, based upon the celebrity that Washington had attained. I mean, just...
A celebrity president? Who knew?
Yeah, right.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Your name at the top of his list, and a statue.
We are all celebrating America's 250. We should celebrate. It's a very cool thing. It's a moment when hopefully most of us come together. And look, I was going to read some of the negative text.
We had a lot of positive text too, though.
We did, and I.
But that's typical.
I celebrate
that's every
all of
day.
it. Yeah, I don't get the venom and the anger for soccer or football, and some texter said he doesn't like the fact that there's foreign players, air quoting foreign, on it. That's just the reality of the sport. It's like the reality of America. We got to stop with this stuff. It's just energy wasted. It's dangerous. It incites violence. It's not productive. And at the end of the day, we end up with I'm actually gonna segue into what we're gonna do after the show. It fractures us at a time when we need to not do that. And so we're gonna sit down. We want to spend some time telling you about it because it's a big event. We don't have Bill and Joe tomorrow because we're all off.
We're all off.
Beginning of a long weekend, and I actually will be off Monday as well. And Kristen will handle the show, which she'll do just fine on Monday. It is a podcast that sort of takes the best of Friday, and we're going to do one topic, which is America 250, but in a lot of different ways. And we kind of all been going back and forth through email or text. How do you want to approach it? What angle? Because it's pretty structured. It's an hour program which will air over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday.
We'll put it in the newsletter too. So if you want to make sure to listen to it, text extra to 855-616-1620. Make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter.
Yeah, it's going to be the main. That's probably all we're going to do for the newsletter because we're all off this weekend. So that'll be the focus. But I really want to talk when we get together with Bill and Joe later and you. My focus is the next 50. But certainly we're going to look back because you did a great thing early on in the process of talking about this is look at 1826, 1876, 1920. All of those are very unique. Reconstruction and civil unrest and all the trust is the big one in 76 because it just came out of the Nixon, all of that. And one or both of us made the point yesterday that doesn't even get like more than 2 days of attention. Like seriously, the Watergate, like you'd get, what you'd get now? Who cares? For most people on that side of the aisle, well, who cares? The president can do whatever he wants, right? That kind of argument. So I'm curious what your expectations are for the conversation, where you'd like it to go as we sort of sit down and debate this.
I don't know if there's a debate.
Not debate, just conversation.
I'm interested to see. I don't know. It feels like an opportunity where we're all going to agree more than we usually do.
Yeah, and being positive is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a conversation that's going to be like squishy fish, like squishy emotions, but. I don't know. It's one of those times where, in going into this conversation, I wish I was more. I had more historical facts in my back pocket because I think sometimes when we lose sight, I try to always remember that as far as how things feel turbulent right now, and yet in all of these 50-year markers, things weren't necessarily great,
no.
Right? And so to not get too bogged down with the details of how things feel in this moment and try to get a wider lens on it to remember and contextualize. Like Ken Burns has done a lot this week, not surprising considering how many documentaries he's done on different parts of American history. And trusting voices like that who know a lot about where we've been. And when he says, when asked, are we going to be okay? And he very joyously goes, yes.
Yeah.
And a very joyful way of we're going to be fine because we've been through this before. And also, but you also think about as we're talking about the World Cup, think about some of these countries and what they've been through. Think about the French Revolution and then what happened after the French Revolution and how many different republics they've been on and these countries that are way older than us and the transformations they've gone through and the turmoil they've gone through, and they're still there. They're still on the world stage for the World Cup. And I think the hyperbole sometimes around, we're a nation in decline or we're at the precipice of another civil war is maybe more exaggerated or dramatic. And not to downplay people's feelings, but I think knowing more about history and what we've persevered through, not that people didn't get hurt and killed along the way, and it shouldn't be taken seriously, but as far as you keep putting one foot in front of the other as a country, and I think we will.
Yeah, I sent it to you guys this morning. I love playing around with ChatGPT. I don't always use a lot of the stuff it gives me, but I said define those 50-year increments with a question. And going back to 1826, could the nation stay united, right? That was the big question. 1876, promises made after the Civil War. Could we fulfill those? 1926, incredible inequities and obviously, the crash.
3 years
depression.
away from the
Yeah.
Great Depression.
And then this is the interesting one for me, and I'm going to ask you guys later in the podcast. So the 76 question is the same question I'm asking today. Can Americans regain confidence in their institutions? That was post-Watergate. I'm asking the same damn question today. Same question. It's not the other ones are still relevant, but that's an interesting similarity 50 years later.
Which, I mean, one of the topics you wanted to talk about today, maybe this is a good segue into that, for people who've lost trust in our voting system and our voting institutions, what will it take to gain trust back?
Yeah. And
like, does it take the SAVE Act passing? Like, for people who are, and I'm asking this for some of our listeners who are convinced that our elections are not secure as is. Like, what would it take to gain your trust back? And I think that's the same question we can ask about universities, about the media, about government. Like, it is at like an all-time low as far as ever monitoring or polling people's sentiment towards these like their trust for institutions. But we talk a lot less about like, how do you gain that back?
Yeah, because it's hard work. And I think as we look at our country, we have a lot of flaws. We also have a lot of great people on both sides who are willing to do the hard work, heavy lifting, just serious nose to the grindstone work, to use an old cliche. I'm excited about that opportunity. That's what I want to talk about today. There's an interesting story from Green Bay, kind of going to your point specifically. We've talked a lot about election shenanigans, and all these cases have been tried before. But there are real things, and I didn't want to shirk it just because it's not convenient or some people don't want to acknowledge it. There was an issue in Green Bay. Tom Tiffany raised that issue. We'll give you the details. What I think and what Kristen thinks, what it means. I will actually say it proves that elections are secure by the end results. Again, not expecting perfection at the front end, but certainly demanding perfection and honesty, integrity at the back end of our election process. We'll get to that story and more. Point taken, Thursday edition right here on 620 WTMJ.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. My motorized retractable awning is already saving me from that hot summer sun. I love that I can enjoy my patio year-round thanks to Comfort Awnings. I just retract it when I want the sun and extend it when I need the shade. Comfort Awnings even come equipped with sensors that detect rain and strong winds. This year, reclaim your outdoor space for your friends and family to enjoy every season Wisconsin has to offer. Right now, get $250 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
MW Marine. Celebrate summer with the 4th of July boat sale at MW Marine. Check out the new 2026 Lund, Ranger, and Vexus boats powered by Mercury Outboards. All priced to move during this special holiday event. Ask about remaining closeout models with deep discounted pricing at MW Marine. They'll help keep your boat ready for the water with expert service and convenient outdoor storage. Make this your best summer yet at MW Marine, where 4th of July savings are making waves.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
There's not a bad time to better insulate your home, but there is a better time, and it's right now. Vince Vitrano here just talked with Jeff from USA Insulation. Jeff says they always get busy in the fall and early winter as everyone's concerned about keeping their houses warm. But doing a project with USA Insulation does just as well to keep your house cooler in the summer months and saving you money on your electric bills. Tell Jeff Vinny told you want the government rebates and discounts that can save you thousands on your project. Get started at usainsulation.net.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
We are first and foremost a news station, and is news on a story from Green Bay. Tom Tiffany alluded to it when we had him on the show last month. Headline, Green Bay Press-Gazette, written by Jesse Lynn. Green Bay clerk likely violated law in April ballot issue report says. Her name is Celestine Jeffries. The Wisconsin Elections Commission said she likely broke state law. She accidentally, and they acknowledged that, mailed duplicate absentee ballots to as many as 152 voters. So they got two ballots instead of one, which is what most people get. That was ahead of the April 7th spring election. A local member of the Republican Party, Teresa Sipes, filed a complaint, perfectly fair and accurate, saying it risked double voting and introduced the possibility of fraud. So Jeffries denied that. And she also, and I think she's right on this, no one double voted. The system, the process, the administration of elections prevented anyone from having two votes cast by the same person. So ultimately, that's the reality of elections that I cling to. To expect perfection in the process is ridiculous. I still think that you compare us to any country in the world, we have one of the most accurate election processes anywhere, despite a myriad of different rules and ways that we vote across this country. And the commission, Wisconsin Elections Commission, they even admit it was an accident. And I think the analysis says, which I think is important, that she, Jeffries, appears to have done her duty to prevent any voter from voting more than once. Ultimately, that's
then on top of this, Melinda Eck, if I'm pronouncing her last name right, E-C-K, who is part of the Green Bay City Council, has asked or was requesting an audit.
Yeah.
And is saying this is not an accusation against any individual, but it is also like if this has happened twice where duplicate mail-in votes have mail-in ballots have been sent out, like clearly there's something in the system that needs to be analyzed.
Yeah,
and
which is
changed.
Perfect. Yeah. Again, don't expect perfection until you get to the end process because we know that people vote. It's now we have a myriad of different ways people can vote. And then elections at some point, they're counted and certified. And I am confident, 100% confident in Wisconsin, I'll speak for Wisconsin, that's where I live and vote, that we do it right. And again, any case that's been brought up that tries to show, other than a couple minor cases, and again, the numbers are extremely insignificant on people who've actually voted improperly or voted twice in this country, it's infinitesimal. We're doing it right. We are running fair and honest elections, and I think that's the expectation. How do we build trust? Hard work, telling the story, sharing this information with people. So yes, this is a case where someone did something they shouldn't have done by accident. But the process is, both locally in Green Bay and with the Wisconsin Elections Commission, we're catching these things and preventing inaccuracy or fraud in elections. I think this is a positive story. And hopefully the audit that the council member, Melinda Eck, is requesting is done and may be helpful for other clerks to figure out how and why this happened, because maybe it's happened somewhere else. We don't want any more reasons for people to doubt elections because it just makes the whole process untrustworthy. And there's a word that we need to rediscover. It's the word trust. Not only in government, but also in relationships. That's also a big thing.
What do you not trust anymore?
What do I don't trust?
You lost trust or faith in an institution?
I've lost, well, not institution, but I lost trust in social media. I'm just increasingly dissatisfied. My time on social media is so small now. I don't miss it at all.
Good. I can be the
Catalyst,
sacrificial lamb finding content for us to
Good.
bring to the show.
I know there's an impact on work product. I understand that, and hopefully my bosses are understanding. It's just it's healthier for
for sure.
My brain. It's healthy for all your brains too, at least if you believe the science. Quick break.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood, connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
It was always said about Milwaukee Brewer legend Jim Gantner that he played the game the right way.
God gave me the talent to play baseball, but it's up to me what I want to do with it.
It's just such an exciting partnership for us at Big Fish Contracting. I'm thinking there's a chance if you sign up with us, Jim Gantner may be dropping off a tube of caulk at your house.
Shingles, whatever.
See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
It's WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. If you're looking for expert care without that cold clinical vibe, Sweet Talks is where beauty, wellness, and self-confidence comes together in such a fun, welcoming space. Sweet Talks offers injectables, advanced skin treatments, even wellness services like weight loss or hormone optimization. Sweet Talks provides a comprehensive consultation designed just for you. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. It all ends July 4th. Staples, that was easy.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. As we prepare to celebrate America's 250th, how about we do a little bit of celebrating Wisconsin as well? We've got you covered. We're combining the two of them on this week's Experience Wisconsin show, which is heard Saturdays at 1 o'clock on WTMJ. Fireworks Nation. Nader Sayedin from Fireworks Nation is with us on this week's show, and Bob Prosser from iconic Ishnala Supper Club, plus our chat with Ann Sayers. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1 on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right, so the daredevil couple that we ended up, it was basically the end of the show, right? The last half hour of our show. From yesterday that climbed the spire on top of the Empire State Building. They've been arrested. It sounds like there's going to be some federal charges, but apparently they're known for this.
Yeah.
They are a couple that are known for scaling skyscrapers, cranes, and landmarks without ropes or safety equipment. They've built a global following by capturing images that they where they take pictures once they're up there. I guess they were in a Netflix documentary called Skywalkers, a love story, which follows their relationship as they prepare. They were preparing to do some climb. But on top of this, can we pull up the picture, Jazz? Okay, so if you're watching,
there they are. Yeah.
If you're watching the YouTube stream, or if you'd like to watch the YouTube stream to see this picture, 855-616-1620. Text WATCH to 855-616-1620 to see the picture, especially her. They're gorgeous. They look like models.
Yeah. Fans of Vegas and Cirque du Soleil will understand what I'm saying. They look like every Cirque du Soleil performer I've ever seen.
Okay.
They all look like that. Incredibly fit.
And on top of that, he proposed while he was up there.
That's wild.
And
I was wondering why they were kissing up there and doing all the other stuff.
But what I also, and now we have like the newest meme for the interwebs as far as people, there's some, one of the photographs that was captured from yesterday where the flag was actually out. Now people are changing the text of what's on that flag and making it into a new meme for people to have fun with for X amount of time.
I'm glad no one got hurt.
I'm glad no one was hurt.
They're going to have to pay their fines, but it sounds like they do that anyway because there's a video of her on the Golden Gate Bridge hanging up there.
Doing a similar thing.
Yeah, so I mean, they're clearly, this is their thing. God bless them on their marriage proposal and hope that all works out. Risk takers are always fun to watch, and Netflix is really good at highlighting these people. Ultimately, it's about promotion, self-promotion, marketing and stuff, but it was an interesting, fun story and another way to sort of inspire us, not in an illegal way, but to do amazing things in celebration of a great country.
Oh, you're taking it as inspiration.
Yeah. I'm not going to climb anything.
You're in a good mood today.
I am.
Taking the high road.
We had a great
side.
podcast yesterday, so that's why I'm in a great mood. Yeah.
We talked about, is that up, Jazz? Yeah, so if you want something different than 250, Steve and I talked about men's mental health yesterday on the Overtime podcast.
Me. And I said it on the podcast. I'll say it again. It was inspirational as far as making me think about something that I hadn't thought of and recognizing two individuals, in this case, John Cena and Pete Davidson, who just blew me away with the conversation. And so watch the podcast and then watch their conversation. I think we play some of it. Mm-hmm. We're trying to play some of it on Netflix. It's from, right? It's brilliant. So thanks for that inspirational idea for the podcast. It's if you're fans of us or the show or the podcast, watch it. It's amazing.
His words. All right, we'll be back with Jeremy Janine after this.
How do you know if you're truly ready to retire? Hi, I'm Tony Drake, certified financial planner and founder of Drake & Associates right here in Wisconsin. Many people focus on just one number, how much they've saved. But retirement readiness is about much more than a balance in your accounts. It's about having a clear plan for income, investments, taxes, healthcare, and how your money will support the lifestyle you want. Without that coordination, even a large nest egg can run into problems over time. At Drake & Associates, we help families create retirement plans designed to answer the big question, will your income last? Are you taking too much risk? And are there opportunities to reduce taxes along the way? To help you start thinking through those questions, I've created a complimentary retirement toolkit. It includes my book, Get Retirement Ready, and 5 practical guides covering investments, taxes, and retirement income strategies. Call 414-897-9522 or text the word READY to 414-897-9522 for your no-cost toolkit. That's 414-897-9522 or text READY to 414-897-9522. Because retirement isn't just about saving enough, it's about having a plan.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here. If you've listened to me for any length of time, you know I value staying active and feeling my best. That is why I trust Jens Family Chiropractic in Germantown. Dr. Jens and his entire team are helping me with my lower back issue and headaches. My journey with them includes adjustments, dry needling, and soft wave therapy. I have an entire routine I'm now doing at home, and I feel better. I'm moving better and can stay focused on the things that matter most. Whether you are dealing with back pain, neck pain, headaches, the team at Jens Family Chiropractic takes the time to understand what is going on and creates a specialized treatment plan just for you. Now is the time. Discover why many families, including mine, trust Jens. Learn more at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com. Experience the difference at Jens Family Chiropractic.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 11:01, it's 84 degrees. Extreme heat warning running until 10 o'clock tonight. Hot and humid. Chances for showers and storms with a high of 92. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. Rounds of rain are coming for southeast Wisconsin, but it won't bring a whole lot of relief. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
Round of storms is very much going to depend on what happens before it. This is all because our dome of hot air is finally beginning to break down. So all of those ridge riders, those showers and thunderstorms which travel along the periphery of that upper level ridge, well, now they're starting to move into the neighborhood.
Already seeing some heavier showers and storms moving north and west of Milwaukee. Johnson also saying the biggest concerns will be some heavy downpours and then a return of the humidity. A man from Fond du Lac charged with threatening to kill Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers in a series of voicemails.
Bradley Hartman is accused of leaving 2 voicemails laden with profanities and homophobic slurs and multiple threats to kill a, quote, high-ranking Wisconsin executive official and their family. While Evers isn't named as the victim in the complaint, court documents indicate Hartman is prohibited from having any contact with the governor as a condition of his $15,000 cash bond. Hartman posted that bond early Thursday morning and is due back in court July 23rd. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The 2 daredevils who climbed the top of the Empire State Building are facing a slew of charges in New York. The duo, who were subjects of a 2024 documentary based on their climbing, climbed to the very top of the building's spire. They then unfurled a banner at the top, climbed down to the platform, and got engaged. ABC's Aaron Katursky.
The Empire State Building was supposed to have tightened security up on the 102nd floor. Right now, the belief is to bypass the screening everyone's supposed to go to. The couple simply followed workers and maybe went through an employee entrance, bypassing the screening and then sneaking up through that maintenance hatch.
There's also a concern because the couple stayed at the top near the Empire State Building's needle for over 45 minutes, which emits a significant amount of radiation. Back here locally, Milwaukee Public Schools estimated to receive nearly $700 million in state funding for the upcoming school year.
The Department of Public Instruction released reports showing MPS is receiving a $7.2 million increase from last year. However, nearly 60% of Wisconsin school districts are receiving less annual general aid from the state. Waukesha is projected to receive about $54 million in general aid, down about $4.3 million from last year. 92 districts are expected to lose the maximum allowed amount of general aid, which is 15%. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Bit of a mixed bag. The Dow was up 367 at 52,672. The NASDAQ down about 219 points at 25,820. And the S&P 500 is off 14 at 7,468. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Shh, here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
Staples Easy Deal Days are here. Score up to 50% off more than 1,000 products in-store and online. It all ends July 4th. Staples, that was easy.
A new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to Outdoor Living Unlimited's Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Big win for the U.S. in the knockout round of the World Cup. Malik Tillman with a score on a penalty kick, and the U.S. a 2-0 win over Bosnia. Now moving on to the round of 16, they will face Belgium Monday night. Brewers going for the series sweep after a 4-2 win yesterday over the Reds, and the Crew now a season-high 22 games over 500. They've won 6 in a row. Brewers president of baseball operations, Matt Arnold.
You don't get to see two arms like this. Mizorowski and Burns today are two of the best arms in baseball, and it should be a really fun day at the ballpark today.
Yes, indeed. Jacob Mizorowski on the mound this afternoon for the Crew. All of our coverage at 12:35 here on WTMJ. Take a look at the roads. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic still dealing with issues 43 northbound. This is out of the Marquette interchange out of downtown. If you're heading north, we had a disabled vehicle that was blocking some lanes near Keefe Avenue. Looks like that vehicle is now off on the side, but still seeing some backups there. So going to be slow until you get past Keefe. Also some tapping of the brakes in our work zone on I-41, both north and southbound. You're a bit slow between Good Hope and North Avenue.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Get your rock-solid pre-approval or a no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Extreme heat warning continues until 10 o'clock tonight, and we're going to see chances for some showers and storms as well. High of 92, but the heat index well around 100 again. And then tonight, still going to see chances for those showers and storms, and we're already seeing some of them move north and west of the city, so that will continue into the evening. A low down to 73. Into Friday, partly cloudy. We'll see showers and storms possible late in the day, highs in the upper 80s. And then into the holiday weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy, chances for some showers and storms, but cooler with a high of 81. Right now, 77 degrees in Madison. It's 79 in Kenosha and sitting at 83 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
11 o'clock on a Thursday means it's time for a full hour of city stories with Urban Milwaukee President Jeremy Janine on Point Taken.
The last hour before a long weekend. Jeremy Janine, how are you today?
I'm good, and I still have many hours to go.
Oh, do you?
Right. Yeah.
Are you taking tomorrow off?
Half day.
Half day. Okay. All right. Good for you. Good for you. When you're your own boss, you really set your own hours, and you are a workaholic if I have ever seen one.
That is, I think, a fair statement.
All right. So we have touched on this multiple times as far as a quote-unquote data center going into the old Walmart at Midtown as part of a bigger development project that includes housing and a library and, things that I think we say that we need, and also a 19,000 square foot data center, which is the size of, I don't know, what is a comp when you put 19,000 square feet? What is a different landmark that we could say it is similar to?
Well, in this particular case, it's roughly the same size as the library that would go into this building.
There you
so
go.
a general library or a Walgreens. Walgreens is ballpark in that.
So there was a 6-hour meeting about this, and
there's
yet you sat through. So congratulations on that.
And I have to confess, I did need to leave the room and go to a T-ball game, so I was watching T-ball and way to go, Aubrey, and listening at the same time and taking notes. And apparently I bad handwriting while sitting on a bench watching baseball, but it went on and on and on. It was heated, it was long, and in the end, I don't think it resolved anything.
Okay.
I am now told to expect some news on Monday. I can't say any more than that, although I think we're going to have some movement on this issue. But this is an unusual case, and I think many of the people in the room didn't understand this. I even had a discussion with a commissioner in advance of this. Because this project for the Midtown Center is in what the city calls a development incentive zone, the final decision rests with the City Plan Commission. The idea is you reduce the amount of friction so you don't have to go to the City Plan Commission and to the Common Council. The final people that get to make the decision are not elected. But the PSL members, the socialists that were there, continually, and this is just one of the many absurdities, referred to these plan commissioners as elected officials and that you represent us, and they're not elected.
They're
In this
appointed.
case, they're appointed by the mayor, confirmed by the council. This 160,000 square foot Walmart, there is a key timeline here, key date of July 31st that the affordable housing component in the parking lots needed to break ground. So you need a decision here. But after hours of testimony Monday, you had no decision from the Plan Commission. You had no guidance on what they wanted to see going forward for any of the sides in this different thing. You have a library going in, you have this self-storage and data center, and then you have this unidentified community use yet.
So I'm looking at the picture that was published with the article on this, and I'm seeing some of the people who are there who are opposing this. I see one of the signs that says people's needs over developer greed. Can you explain what the people who are kind of leading the charge and trying to block this from happening, what they are opposed to? Is it the entire project? Is it just this one fraction of the data center part? Like, what is their understanding of what this is and what it would mean for the community that they want to block the whole thing?
I suspect Steve is a former mayor, and the right-leaning member of the three of us here is going to have a field day with us because there was a lot of different things going on. There was one that just seemed to be concerned that it was private property rights, and this person got to decide what they were going to do with their property, that there was an objection to that.
Okay.
There was an objection to, and this person is Trent Overhue, the owner of Affordable Family Storage. There's an objection that he was going to make money on this transaction, which is presumably true of all transactions that come before the government. Right. And then there was a lot of things that the city in advance spent 45 minutes trying to explain, that like the noise ordinance would limit the amount of sound, and we've moved the generators indoors, and we required the developer to do this. Then people got up and spoke and said, well, I don't believe that to be true, and it's going to make lots of noise, and there was no evidence of that.
Well, and we just got someone who texted in and said, refusing to explain who was actually building the data center killed this. Is that true?
I think there was just so much. One, it was really hot in there.
And it was also, is it even killed yet?
It's not killed.
Okay.
That Trent Overhue did himself no favors, in part because he represented himself. That's very unusual. Usually you'd have an architect there. You might have a lobbyist of some kind that maybe wears a different shirt or had an attorney for you. He had none of that. He represented himself, and he said this could be a biomedical research company coming in, or biomedical, but he would never give examples. He says he has these facilities in other markets in the back of buildings. He claims you'd never know they're there, but he wasn't giving specific examples of where to go to look to verify that. And so the commissioners at the end of the meeting bogged down in trying to send DCD, Department of City Development, on a field trip to Springfield, Missouri to find an affordable family storage building that apparently has one of these in the back of it. That didn't happen in the end. DCD was like, well, I don't know how we're going to do this.
I chaired Plan Commission meetings for many years because in Oak Creek, the mayor has that power. And he didn't help himself, Trent, by not providing clear, direct answers to questions. That's one. Two, there's a political group of people who are just opposed to data centers now. They brand themselves that way, whatever that means. And to the point that you were making about some of the other people who were speaking, there are safeguards in place for noise. That stuff's in place. But if you're going to come before a group, and I'm supportive of the idea, I want to see things developed in Milwaukee. But you better have clear, direct answers about this stuff. So you're just providing fodder to the opponents. People say things at public meetings to support their own point of view. And if it's a political point of view, they're going to shout that out. They're going to make signs. But ultimately, the Plan Commission's job is to decide things that push the city forward. And if they can figure out how to do that with the help of this developer, so be it. But you still have to convince people. And ultimately, appointees or elected officials, they have to have confidence that they're getting the right information. If they're not getting that, it's a tough sell.
I do want to give credit here. Those are all very good points. Department of City Development here deserves a lot of credit. They came to the meeting with 12 conditions they wanted to put on this deal in terms of sound, in terms of water. I've never seen something that extensive in terms of conditions on an approval. The Plan Commission considered adding more, and then they ended up going, we're just going to hold this, and with no guidance on how they unhold it in the future.
So what's next?
There will be another Plan Commission meeting in July. It's now July. This happened in late June. We have this critical July 31st timeline for the affordable housing component of the deal. Again, no one seems to be objecting to that aspect of it. I'm expecting news next week, and we'll see what comes from there.
All
right. We've talked data centers and development. Let's go to water, specifically who wants Milwaukee's water. Where have I heard that before? We'll get to that and more on Point Taken.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle. This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat.
any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special?
The welcomeness. People are so friendly. If you have a problem, you can go to anybody.
The community and the sense of safety provided for my mom and dad, and it's just like the most wonderful place to be.
They're just delightful everywhere. I don't see staff, I see friends. And I really do feel that.
And you couldn't live in more beautiful grounds.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
From the post-game to the morning show, there's no rest for baseball for Dominic Cotroneo, our Brewers 360 guest every Monday at 8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Cooper Pratt and this team loves defense. Cooper Pratt's a big league shortstop right now. I mean, Cooper Pratt was a big league shortstop defensively last year. I mean, that's a big league shortstop.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Cannon and Dumphy, and Ridgetop Exteriors.
Jeremy Janine, UrbanMilwaukee.com is where you can find their great work, great reporting on local issues, city and county Milwaukee. This one takes us to Waukesha County and ask to get access to Milwaukee's water, which supplies the city of Waukesha.
So before we go there, I want to go to American
All right.
Family Field on Tuesday night. I had two listeners that I ran into, one of which threw out the first pitch, and they wondered how I knew all this stuff. And I said, I sit through 6-hour hearings, and I boil them down to 7
So did
minutes.
they recognize you by face, and they just came up and started talking to you?
Oh, no, they're good radio listeners. They recognize my voice once I started talking.
That's the thing about radio, voice
Wow.
first, then
And
face.
Mark, you had a great joke about your wife. She threw a strike for the first pitch, and he said the Brewers have the Miz, and now they have the Biz.
Hey!
Oh, very nice.
Did she really? She threw it right down the center?
I did not witness it, so as
Okay.
any journalist, I must just say that that's what the claim was.
Could have been spin. All right, what's the story from Waukesha County?
We have a quietly moving thing in Waukesha County. Steve, as we'll get to in a minute, was very involved for a period in the Waukesha water deal as the mayor of Oak Creek and how that came to be. We now have the city of Pewaukee and the village of Pewaukee together. That's about 24,000 people compared to the roughly 70,000 that live in Waukesha, the city of Waukesha. Those communities have, similar to city of Waukesha, contaminated wells with radium. They also have the challenge in 2029 that they need to regulate PFAS, the forever chemicals that are in both of their wells. So they have two different sources of contamination affecting shallow wells and deep wells. The village of Pewaukee alone knows it just had to raise its water rates by 70% because it knows it has $25 million in expenses just related to maintaining and cleaning up its wells just for the next couple of years. So both communities retain Strand Associates, an engineering firm, national firm, Third Ward office, to explore, hey, what would it look like to either maintain our groundwater for the next 50 years or to go get Lake Michigan water from somewhere. And at the end of the day, what they're looking at is essentially daisy chaining onto Waukesha's connection with Milwaukee's water.
Is that possible?
It is possible, but it's not going to be cheap. It's for the two communities to connect into Milwaukee's water system. And again, that's via Waukesha. It's going to cost more than $500 million over 50 years.
I wasn't talking about the money side. Yeah, it's very expensive. Is it the compact or the agreement would allow for that?
So that is a very key thing. It is technically possible.
Okay.
Legally, we have a big open question.
That's what I thought.
Waukesha County, and that's just a 2008 Great Lakes Compact. Counties that straddle the Great Lakes Basin, any city in those counties is eligible to get Great Lakes water by this is key, unanimous vote of the 8 Great Lakes governors. So that's a really high standard to meet.
It's a laborious process, as we know.
Waukesha spent years doing
and a lot of
it.
money.
They are the only city to ever get approval of this.
And I was involved in that
any
process.
state?
Out of any state, yes.
Wow.
It was incredible. I mean, hands off to Milwaukee. I was, as you know, I was involved in the early part because we were the provider before Milwaukee was. They essentially had a better rate than we had, my take. But we certainly had a lot of conversations, and I learned a lot about this process. it's a hard road to hoe. It is just a lot of work. So if they can piggyback off that compact agreements, then it's different. But if they have to go to the beginning, whew.
They do have to go to the beginning. They have precedent. They do have
precedent.
One of the big unanswered questions here and what they're supposed to be spending, Strand is supposed to be spending 2026 doing, is figuring out like the return agreement. So Waukesha has a diversion. They have a 13-mile pipe from Milwaukee to bring them water. They then have a 23-mile pipe to bring it back into the Root River.
Yeah.
Because when you take it out, you have to return a certain percentage of it back, and that's very expensive and complicated. Again, Pewaukee, both the city and village, hope to piggyback on Waukesha's ability to return it. That would save them millions of dollars, but does Waukesha have the capacity? That's an open question.
So, and remind me again, what is the actual price comparison of, even though this is technically feasible, and what that would cost versus fixing their own water?
They actually, over 50 years, end up being pretty close in cost, except that maintaining your own water just has far more risk to it. Like an extended drought could imperil their groundwater as well.
Got it.
It's already precarious in that area because overdevelopment, let's be honest, and then just good business development all suck that water. And more homes, more people using water resources, businesses, as I said, it becomes a real challenge. And that challenge that the city of Waukesha faced is not unique to them, as we're now finding out. So, I mean, it's an incredible story. So where are we in the process right now?
We are very early. The city and village are both doing fact-finding yet. They've had early communications with the DNR. They've had essentially no communication with the city of Milwaukee yet. Now, the city of Milwaukee has capacity for 385 million gallons of water a day. They're currently using about 100 million gallons. There's no more tanneries. Miller Coors is super efficient. So Milwaukee has the capacity to support this.
Yeah, they do. They have excess capacity.
Both the Pewaukee communities aren't expected to grow a lot in the future just because of their geography. So that's not a big consideration. That was a huge thing with the Waukesha deal of the future growth, and are you subsidizing sprawl with the city of Milwaukee?
A test of the city of Waukesha success is I don't hear anything about it at all.
Yeah.
So I can remember how tense it was. I testified at both the state level and local meetings. It was tense and angry and all the things we talked about with other development meetings. It is something that they have to think about. And I credit the folks who are now looking ahead 50 years because they understand, as you said, it's a risk if they don't do this. So to me, that's good leadership.
Yeah, Ben Wood, Strand Associates engineer, made it very clear to both the city and the village boards, doing nothing is not a choice you have.
Absolutely. Also, great topic for our show when Jeremy is even not here, talking to those folks out in County of Waukesha. So, All right, lots more to do with Jeremy in this hour. Joins us every Thursday from Milwaukee.com. What's your tchotchke shop address for those folks who want to shop?
755 North Milwaukee Street, corner of Milwaukee and Mason. All things Milwaukee and Wisconsin pride. And yes, we have air conditioning.
That's a selling point definitely this week. Quick break.
The stories you're talking about on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Since Packers running back Josh Jacobs was arrested and booked into the Brown County Jail, it has been 30 days since he was released from jail, with no charges being filed. I cannot tell you today whether said pursuit is still ongoing, or whether even if it isn't, because DA Lissay's office won't get back to me. I also reached out to the attorneys for Josh Jacobs. They didn't get back to me, which I think is curious. Now, they don't have to, but I thought they'd want to put the heat on the DA, say, hey, clear our guy.
Right.
Say you're not going to charge him.
Only here on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ. Steve's committee for Annex Wealth Management. According to a UBS Billionaire Survey, the top things that worry high net worth people the most are tariffs, major geopolitical conflict, and policy uncertainty. Those are worries that Annex Wealth Management can help you with. No matter where you are in your financial journey, just getting started, ready to retire, they can help reviewing that portfolio with our expert financial team to see if you are right on the right track. Market shift, cost change, and your own priorities may have changed. Annex Wealth Management takes the time to understand you and your full, complete financial picture. Holistic approach. You can take advantage of a plan that can help you reach your goals for retirement, discover new investment strategies, have better tax awareness. That's a big one. They've really helped me with that. And create an estate plan, which is very important, to ease the burden on your family. Annex provides knowledge to help you evaluate your choices with technology and experience guidance. Annex also believes in offering free, emphasizing the word free, financial education to help you know what you own and why. Webinars on inflation, jobs, the economy, tax strategies, in-person events helping keeping you informed and staying prepared when the market fluctuates, which it does almost every day. Join Annex Wealth Management for our next Instant Insight webinar, Jobs and the Economic Outlook, July 2nd. Hey, that's today. It's done. We'll go to the next one. The next one, July. Let's see. Oh, here we go. July 23rd at 2 p.m. Women in Wealth. That's a big one. Full bloom, an evening of connection, appreciation, and community. Click events and reserve your spot at annexwealth.com. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management.
Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted, local, affordable. Thinking about a new roof? New siding? New windows? Think Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local experts. We've been doing this for over 25 years, and we're good at it. Just ask our 40,000 satisfied customers. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, we handle it all. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com for your free estimate. No pressure, just honest answers. Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted, local, affordable.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Welcome back to Point Taken. I'm Kristen, he's Steve, and also Jeremy Janine here on this Thursday. All right, big fire this week. Obviously, we haven't talked about it a ton on the show so far, but let us know how it happened. Do we have any more idea of how this even started?
I'm mostly interested in what comes next.
Okay.
Lincoln Avenue Elementary School, 18th and Lincoln, massive fire, 110 firefighters, 31 units, according to Fire Chief Aaron
crazy.
Lipsky, responded from several communities, 5-alarm fire. If you look at it right now, you can see what looks like a structure there, but there's no floors anymore. They've all collapsed. Lipsky described a situation where firefighters were fighting a fire on one floor and flames came up from underneath them. Obviously, incredibly dangerous. They got out of there. The things I want to note and things I started looking up right away, a lot of our governments are self-insured. I did happen to look through MPS's budget, and it turns out they do insure their buildings specifically. So that is very good news because that means MPS from an insurance provider should be getting a cash payout. There's going to be a lot of discussion in the coming years about school closures. Yeah. So you're like, well, you kind of just closed a school. Maybe you've made some of those decisions easier. Two people in the education sphere quickly reminded me that MPS's problem is primarily on the north side of the city where their school closures are likely to happen. This is a south side school.
Right.
So you might have actually just made that whole problem even harder yet.
Any idea on the student population?
There's about 430 students 2 years ago, according to the last school report card.
Yeah.
This was a very good performing MPS school. It had a heavily English language learner population. Knowing the south side where it was a heavily Hispanic population.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. We got another half hour spent with the president, founder, all-time good guy, Jeremy Janine, covering Milwaukee stories for UrbanMilwaukee.com. Great reporting there on all accounts. If you really want to get connected to the city and county of Milwaukee, that's one of your great places to start because they cover everything. And they sit at those meetings, as you told us earlier, 6+ hours minus a T-ball game. All right, we got America's favorite newsman, Neil Doyle, coming with a local news update. Before we get to that and all things else, here's ABC.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The holiday getaway is on for America's 250th birthday. ABC's Matt Rivers is at Newark Liberty International.
AAA saying that more than 72 million Americans will be traveling at some point over this holiday period. And if you are flying, today will be the busiest day for that. The FAA saying that they'll be handling more than 52,000 flights today. That is thousands more than it handles on a typical day. And TSA is expected to screen more than 3 million passengers today.
Extreme heat, though, could impact travel. Dangerous triple-digit temperatures along with the heat index gripping the nation's midsection and East Coast. Fewer jobs were added last month. According to the Labor Department, there were 57,000 jobs created in June, about half of what analysts projected. April and May figures were also revised lower. In Venezuela, renewed hope after a security guard was rescued alive from a collapsed shopping mall 8 days after back-to-back earthquake struck. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Neil Doyle. Wisconsin Elections Commission staff say the Green Bay city clerk likely violated state law by sending over 150 duplicate absentee ballots ahead of the spring election. During a meeting next week, commissioners will consider a recommendation that clerk Celestine Jeffries develop new safeguards to prevent similar mistakes. She would then be required to report back to the commission later this month. Jeffries has said the problems were caused by administrative and printing errors. Milwaukee Public Schools estimated to receive nearly $700 million in state funding for the upcoming year. That's according to a report from the Department of Public Instruction, who says MPS will get about a $7 million increase this upcoming year. However, nearly 60% of Wisconsin school districts are receiving less annual general aid from the state. Waukesha projected to receive about $54 million. That's down about $4 million from last year. The extreme heat can have a wide range of side effects for residents. Chief Health Public Policy Advisor for the county, Dr. Ben Weston, says it's important to check in with vulnerable populations.
Not everyone experiences extreme heat in the same way. We have this tool, it's called the Heat Vulnerability Index, and it looks at communities that are at greater risk during heat waves, like what we're currently having. There's a lot of factors that are taken into account. It's age, income, access to transportation, air conditioning, housing quality, as well as underlying health conditions.
Weston says older people, kids, and those who work outside do face the highest risk. Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Bit of a mixed bag still. The Dow up 326 points at 52,631. The NASDAQ off about 1% at 25,750. And the S&P 500 is down 25 points at 7,458. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the road, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Well, we are certainly seeing volume in spots, and part of that could be because of the holiday weekend. Today expected to be a busy travel day. We're seeing some slowdowns, 94 east and westbound through the Stadium interchange. On the eastbound side, you're actually slow tapping the brakes as you get out of the Zoo interchange until you get past the stadium. Same thing in the work zone on I-41, both north and southbound. You're slow from Good Hope until you get past North Avenue, and seeing some other heavier spots as well. Again, traffic picking up in some of those work zones. Take a look at your forecast. An extreme heat warning in effect for most of southeast Wisconsin until 10 o'clock tonight. Actually, Sheboygan and Fond du Lac counties, the heat warning has been canceled. So good news for those areas, but everywhere else still under the warning. It's hot and humid. We're seeing some showers and storms moving across parts of the area. Highs in the mid-90s today. We'll see those storm chances continue tonight, a low down to 73. Heading into Friday, will be partly cloudy. Showers and storms will be likely late in the day with highs in the upper 80s. And then into the holiday weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy. Chances for showers and storms, but cooler with highs in the low 80s. Right now, 79 degrees in Green Bay. We're sitting at 83 in Waukesha, and it's 84 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:35.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. Joint pain is awful. We all know that, right? And I'm betting you aren't the only one affected by it. Maybe you have a loved one who struggles with a bad knee or a back and doesn't even know what to do about it. Instead, they cancel plans and they sit things out. Well, QC Kinetics can help bring that life back. Patients at QC Kinetics who were stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, their knees, shoulders, maybe their back, they're finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments that are done right there in the office in Mequon or in Greenfield. No surgery, no long recovery or putting life on hold, just real relief. Here's what you do. You call QC Kinetics, get yourself a free consultation, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. Call and get your life back. Call QC Kinetics today.
Welcome back to Point Taken. I am Kristen Bry. Steve Scafidi is here. We got a half hour left before the long weekend, at least our long weekend. Apparently, Jeremy Janine is still going to work half day tomorrow. Sucker. And, all right. I was on Brady Street last night, and my husband and I were talking about, there's always conversations around Brady Street and what to do with such a pedestrian-heavy area. There's been talks in the past as far as making it pedestrian only. Lots of people saying that's not possible because it is a emergency street thoroughfare. But now there's talks as far as banning parking on Brady Street, or at least at night. And as someone who walked by as we were leaving Nomad last night and walking to our car, seeing someone who had like a big old liter of vodka. They were just sitting in their car drinking that and then doing whatever they're going to do. Because that
hopefully not driving.
That was the premise, right? Is that people can't park in their car and then just kind of hang out on the street by their car instead of going into any establishments. Is that the thought behind having a late night parking ban on Brady Street?
We've talked a lot about Water Street in particular, with kind of the loitering being the problem. And on Brady Street, a lot of that happens in vehicles right on the street, and not necessarily in vehicles, because a lot of it's motorcycles that my friends in particular, some mutual friends we have, Kristen, are particularly annoyed by the motorcycles that just kind of set up shop on the street in Brady Street. I don't know that they bring their fifths of vodka, but they're out there having a party. Then they're not necessarily patronizing the businesses, but they're adding to the scene, I guess you would say. The issue came to a head, I think it was last week. There were two different shootings on Brady Street, kind of bookending the street. One at Farwell, one at Van Buren. The one on Van Buren, 3 people were injured, 1 died, tragically. This parking restriction, though, wouldn't even go as far down as Van Buren. It goes from Humboldt to Farwell. That's the east end of Brady Street. That's where the concentration of bars are. And tonight is the first night of it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. Those are obviously the busy going out to bar nights. We'll see what this does. The concern from some people commenting is, well, you're just going to push the party onto the side streets. I don't necessarily know that that's going to happen.
So I guess what is the measurement of success for this? And who gets to decide if it's a successful initiative?
This is a grand bargain between the Milwaukee Police Department, Area Alderman Alex Brower, the Business Improvement District, and I believe the Brady Street Area Association, which is essentially the neighbors, not the property owners that are involved. They've all been working on this, the 6-week, they're calling it a summer safety pilot program. There's a couple other components of it, but they've been working on this even before these 2 shootings. This was just something that they wanted to really bring to the forefront and do it quickly as a result of what happened last week.
I give them the benefit of the doubt. This is something that, you have to figure this out. And you said it's a trial, right? 6 weeks. See what happens and measure it by police interactions, and any civil, disruptions with the way things normally happen on that street or disruptions for businesses, and then assess after.
And it's also interesting to me what has been the thing with Brady Street of why they can't put speed humps on that street?
That's coming.
That is coming
term.
finally. Because at first they were saying they say they couldn't do it because of snowplows, and now that there's speed humps all over the city, it's like, well, what are the snowplows doing everywhere else?
So what's most likely to appear on Brady Street are speed tables, which are the things that you can go over at like 30 miles per hour or 25 miles per hour. That
still feels fast on a street with a lot of people walking around.
That is fast.
The stats show there's a huge difference in the scale of injuries and the number of deaths if you get hit by a vehicle at 40 miles per hour versus 30 and then going down 30 to 20. So anytime you can drastically reduce speed, even if you're still having vehicles coming through, that could produce a good long-term outcome.
What are those bumps going into Summerfest parking lot P? What are those called? Those are bad. I bottomed my wife's car out on one of those things.
I'm sure she loved that.
Trust me, she didn't.
going into Summerfest.
Yeah,
I have to confess I don't drive to Summerfest, so this is my
Past
issue.
the Dandans, you're going down the river there. There's business on the right, condos. Then all the Summerfest stuff.
On Erie Street.
Erie Street. That's
so
what it is.
On Erie Street, those I believe are traditional speed humps that get you down to 15
mackerel.
miles per
Man,
hour.
if you're not paying attention, it will bottom out your car. My Jeep would have been fine, but we didn't drive my Jeep that day.
So what's likely to come to Brady Street and still remains to be designed and funded
Erie Street.
On Brady Street is what's on. You can find it on Howell Avenue. There's actually a difficult, probably poor example of this on Center and First Street, where because of the hill, it's got a different pitch. Prospect Avenue has some speed tables.
What's
on it.
Bayview got? They got those things too.
Well, on Howell, we have speed tables, and
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
go around the corner from that, and I've
All
got
this stuff.
3 speed humps.
Is it all working? I mean,
It definitely reduces speeds.
Okay.
So if that's your metric,
I get
yes.
that. All right. So if it's working, let's try it and see what happens on Brady Street.
All right. When we come back, there's a Marty Brooks update. I want to get paid $30,000 a month. How do I get that job? That's what I want to know. Sign me up. All right. Stay with us. Point taken.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
Is your life stuck in constant stress mode? Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, my team that can help, not just mask symptoms, but find the root cause. Connect Chiro specializes in neurologically focused chiropractic care, helping your nervous system function the way it's designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. Helping our community live healthier, more energized lives. Go connectchiro.com.
You know, I mean, your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways.
Mhm.
Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill is hiring experienced line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Night and weekend hours are required. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today, start next week. Google and call the Fox and Hounds today.
Picture this: a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit RacineCountryClub.com.
When the dust settles, only one team will be seeing red.
0-2 pitch. Struck him out with a changeup. That was filthy.
The Brewers take on the Reds today at American Family Field.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 2, and that one was at 102.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 12:35.
You think he's feeling it tonight?
We are the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
You bet he is.
Jeremy Janine, president, founder, and great reporter for UrbanMilwaukee.com, joining us as he does every Thursday as we get ready to celebrate the America 250 weekend, long weekend. A Marty Brooks update.
To Kristen's continued humor at my expense about working a half day tomorrow, I'd be willing to work a full day tomorrow and all weekend if I could get this salary that Jim
I would
Cantor
too.
just got.
As someone who already works more than 40 hours a week, I would totally take any of these jobs.
Well, for 30 more hours a week, and you can find the time for $30,000 a month, Now that the Wisconsin Center District he's technically on leave, but they've fired Marty Brooks for cause. He has this 30-day window that goes into sometime next week, I believe, actually, to to be terminated after the 30-day window expires. Longtime board chair of the Wisconsin Center District, Jim Cantor, who is currently the chief commercial officer at Central Standard Craft Distillery, which, if you know anything about Milwaukee's beer and booze industry, Central Standard's undergoing a huge expansion right now into the Harley-Davidson campus. Jim has now got himself a new 30-hour-a-week minimum job as the temporary head of the Wisconsin Center District, which owns the Baird Center, Panther Arena, and the Miller High Life Theater.
So two things. One, he's put his time in. He's been, as you said, been on the board. And two, it's the rate they paid Marty Brooks.
It's about
slightly more.
20. That's actually slightly less if he stayed in this job all year.
That's great information.
Yeah. So it'd be $360,000 a year. I don't think anyone expects him to stay in this job.
Marty was getting $410, I think, or something like that.
And it was going to kick up pretty soon to $445.
Yeah.
And that's predominantly taxpayer money that pays their salary.
Yes, the Wisconsin Center District is funded by a combination of taxes. There's a 0.5% sales tax, there's a hotel tax, and a rental car tax.
Yeah.
And then their earned revenue through renting out their facilities.
Well, you can apply for the job if you'd like it.
There's a lot of things I could do for $30,000 a month.
Sure.
Just saying.
You don't make that?
I do not.
All right. Where are we going next?
Let's shift gears to scooters.
Scooters!
Well, we've been on air. This issue has been kind of finalizing itself. I was actually trying to listen during break. There was the tragic incident where the Lacage nightclub owner was hit by a sidewalk riding scooter operator coming out of Old German Beer Hall. So to get your geography right, he was on Martin Luther King Drive near State Street. This individual walked out of the bar like anyone should be able to do, and he was hit by a scooter going 15 miles per hour, what appears to be 15 miles per hour on the sidewalk. I say 15 because that's the speedometer limit on the rentable Lime scooters. The individual, unfortunately, had spinal surgery. Robert Bauman believes he's still in the hospital today. He has several broken bones. The operator of the scooter was cited for a felony. I forget the exact charge, but a serious charge, obviously, the felony charge. But in response, Robert Bauman, who's downtown alderman, always been a skeptic of scooters, said, I don't think we can get our hands around this as a city. Let's just lower the speed limit for all of downtown to 5 miles per hour. Also, the fines for sidewalk riding are between $10 and $20. He proposed raising that to $100 and $200. Now, he acknowledges the real challenge is you need someone to issue the fines, and that's just not happening for MPD. While I was walking over, Alderman Peter Bergella said, why stop at $200? Let's go to $1,000. And then let's also fine the scooter companies themselves. I believe what happened since we've been on air is that proposal was held because there's not a rendering if it's legal and enforceable yet. And then Bauman's proposal about going down to 5 miles per hour, while I was listening during break, they were discussing splitting the baby and going to 10 miles per hour. You'll find out what happened there on Urban Milwaukee or several other outlets later today.
So somebody asked a question on a text line, a couple of people. Insurance requirement, I'm sure the company has some, but you also sign a waiver, right? A digital version of a waiver when you go on these?
As Alderwoman Charlene Moore revealed, she's like, I've taken several scooter rides, and I didn't realize you weren't allowed to ride on the sidewalk until recently.
Yeah, that awareness is a big problem.
That's because I just re-signed up for Lime. It's been a while, so I had to re-download the app yesterday because I was going to go to Nomad. I didn't want to deal with parking at Brady Street, so I took it from River West to Brady Street, and it was excellent, right? I took Humboldt, I took the bike lane. It was a beautiful day. It felt like summer being on a scooter, and it was one of those opportunities where this is a good service to have in the city. But in re-downloading the app, it takes you through how do you park it? Are you allowed to be on the sidewalk? There was all these questionnaires before you even unlock the scooter for the first time that checks your knowledge of what you can and cannot do on a scooter. So
I think this shows how people might just like to box check things and move on. The scooter companies, one thing that came up over and over again, Lime wasn't present at this discussion. Council expressed frustration. DPW said it was our decision, Department of Public Works, to not have them there. They want the issue where Lime can actually fine riders and then collect the money themselves. They want the contract amended to, if Lime fines them, the city wants some share of that money so they can have better skin in the game.
Interesting question also would be, if the term is geofence, the way they limit it, could you actually limit the area between a sidewalk and a street?
So there's attempts to do that. Mark Chambers brought up a specific location because he's a regular scooter rider where he's like, if I'm going over the Wisconsin Avenue Bridge over the Milwaukee River, it seems to not detect like because maybe GPS and
Yeah.
for anyone that knows about our bridge wars 200 years ago, the street bends a little bit there. That it has an issue. There already is one thing we should talk about. There already is several slow zones. Like the lakefront is already a 5 mile per hour zone. The area around Fiserv Forum, the quote Deer District, was a 10 mile per hour zone. In response to this crash on MLK Drive, the city extended that by a block within 24 hours, they said. So there's already speed restrictions. Steve, you had a question earlier about if you're going uphill.
Yeah.
It's a speed restriction, not a power of the scooter restriction.
Yeah, the torque going up a hill, that's pretty amazing technology if they can still make that work.
Yeah.
But boy, that 5 is slow.
It is very slow. If you're following traffic laws, there's probably situations where a pedestrian's going to get in front of you crossing at a stoplight or something.
How fast were you clipping along on your journey yesterday?
I don't know, probably between 10 and 15, depending on, like, there's a fair amount of stoplights that you have to stop and
Did that
follow
feel
the
too
traffic
fast
pattern.
at any point?
No, I mean, I think I don't think I wasn't like flooring it or whatever you call it because it's a thumb dial. It's I don't know like what you call it, but so I don't think I was going at like maxing out, but it was a comfortable speed.
All right, we'll wrap with Jeremy Janine from UrbanMilwaukee.com after this On Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Fireworks Nation Superstore Lomira has the biggest bang for your buck. Get 60% off specials, instant rewards, and our no-dud guarantee. Experience Fireworks Nation's huge showroom. Truly one of a kind in Wisconsin and worth your drive. Save big money on fireworks. Fireworks Nation Superstore. Highway 41 and 67 across from Piggly Wiggly, Lomira. Fireworks Nation Superstore. Save big money on fireworks. FireworksNation.com. Fireworks Nation Superstore Lomira has the biggest bang for your buck. Get 60% off specials, instant rewards, and our no-dud guarantee. Experience Fireworks Nation's huge showroom. Truly one of a kind in Wisconsin and worth your drive. Save big money on fireworks. Fireworks Nation Superstore. Highway 41 and 67 across from Piggly Wiggly, Lomira. Fireworks Nation Superstore. Save big money on fireworks. FireworksNation.com.
Struggling to provide for your family is a real thing, like having to choose between feeding them a warm meal or paying the utility bill. These are the choices many Milwaukee residents are faced with, which is why they turn to St. Vincent de Paul Society's meal program for help. Our meal program has been a consistent resource for those in need for over 42 years. Nutritious meals, warm showers, and clean clothes, all in a safe, family-friendly environment. Our mission is clear, and that's to help you break the cycle of poverty by connecting you with life-changing community and educational resources. Last year, we provided $2.2 million in goods and services, plus 57,000 warm meals. If you or anyone you know needs a warm evening meal, you can find us at Harambe Kitchen 5 nights a week on the northeast side of Milwaukee in the basement of All People's Church. And at Crossroads Kitchen on the south side of Milwaukee 6 nights a week on 9th and Madison. As always, we're grateful for community members and volunteers who help us help you. To learn more, visit svdpmilw.org.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this, and Summit Credit Union's got you.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Hey, reminder, it is summer storm season, and weather damage can be a real issue at the house. So if you think you've got a problem, remember, Tri-County Contracting gives free estimates on any potential wind or hail damage. And here's the best part, they can always work directly with your insurance. It's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Love your home again, even during the storm season, with Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Stay informed with what's happening in the Badger State and beyond with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Why did he do this, allegedly? Well, he was trying to cash in to clear his gambling debts, but the Department of Justice is onto it.
Sounds like if he is convicted and he did indeed do this, he just got in way over his head.
Join us each weekday from noon until 3 p.m. or catch up anytime on our YouTube page or the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
All right, we didn't leave enough time for this, so definitely want to talk about it more next week as there are going to be more developments. But an increased ICE presence, I think, this last week in Milwaukee.
There's always an ICE presence in Milwaukee. They're just by government agency. They're here, but there's now clearly something going on in mass. There's been at least 39 people arrested. We've seen 2 of the ordinances as part of the ICE out package already be violated. One I'm very curious about. So the ordinance that the city knew was going to be violated when they passed it was the mask requirement, that law enforcement officers don't wear masks except for specific situations. They passed it with an acknowledgement that the federal government has a supremacy clause over any local and state regulations. That one's federal government said, hey, we're not going to abide by that. The interesting one is ICE has been staging, or did at least once, staged in a Milwaukee Police Department parking lot. And the police department appeared to have let them do that until Marina Dmitrievich and some other council members raised an issue. Then the police department said, yeah, we're going to ask them not to do that again going forward. Again, I don't suspect I'm going to see a confrontation between 2 different law enforcement agencies if ICE insists they're going to do it on police department property, but I'm guessing in the future they will go across the street. But this is really a fast-moving issue that we're going to spend a lot of time on next week, I would imagine.
Yes, he's Jeremy Janine, urbanmilwaukee.com. Check it out. Great reporting on Milwaukee. We'll see you next week. Kristen and Steve, we got a podcast to record, America 250. Look for it all over all of our platforms this week. And have a great, safe, and happy 4th. News is next.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Our front paws, hands off.